Alright, have an hour on the camera, and so let's go. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's not my fault. Anyway, causality versus desire. So it's more of this determinism stuff. Somehow desire is in a separate class than any other thoughts we have. Like our thoughts are determined, but our desires aren't. Doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. It's all weather. Okay, the weather's the weather. It was going to be 10,000 years ago. It was going to be cloudy and cold today. It's just the way it is, and I was going to act surprised. Oh, how come it's cloudy and cold today? It's summer. It's not supposed to be 75 fucking degrees. It's too cold for me. Anyway, so what? I'm still surprised. The weather, I mean, determinism doesn't change any of this. The only thing determinism has to do with is an understanding that, hey, there is a cause and event. I mean, cause and effect chains. That, and, you know, if something bad happens through you, then you sucked. Then you were shitty links in the chain. That's all. You can understand that, oh yeah, I have to be an asshole for the effect of my interactions to be asshole-ish. I'm going to read this asshole script. If the play is Gary's an asshole, that means I'm going to read the asshole script. So this asshole's reading the asshole script with a smile on his face. Because he's an asshole. And he's so big an asshole, again, that he can't see that as he's reading this stupid asshole script of mumbo-jumbo religious kookery to escape responsibility and accountability because it's not fun and he doesn't get to eat cheese then. Yeah, he's just not smart enough to see that and say, oh wait, let me live my determinism, which should have been, I'm not an asshole. I mean, that it should be determined that I'm not an asshole. That should be something I can know as being the truth. And therefore, I can't read an asshole script, or then I'm an asshole. So it's that kind of thing, right? I could say, like, I could get drafted into a war tomorrow, and I can say, going into the war, I ain't raping no 13-year-old kids. Frankly, I ain't raping anybody, because frankly, rape doesn't turn me on at all. You know, not even close. I mean, if the girl don't want it, I ain't giving it to her, because, you know, it's sort of my stuff. Why should I give it to somebody if they don't want it? So, I mean, rape doesn't even make sense to me, personally. I mean, I just can't see how I could possibly get off if the other person ain't into it. It's like, you know, I'd rather have sex with a non-objecting tree, you know, than an objecting chick. Frankly, just me maybe. Or a car, or a train, I don't care. Any non-objecting surface will do, versus an objecting one. So I can say pretty sure, I ain't raping no women's if I'm going to war. And so let's say I get to the war and everybody's raping women's all over the place, all this rape and harm. And they say, well, it's going to happen anyway. Well, the first thing I can say is, even if I wanted to do some raping, first thing I can say is, yeah, but the one I rape isn't going to get raped until I rape her. Or she's not going to get raped as many times unless I rape her. So what does that have to do with it? It's just because everybody else is doing it? Well, that doesn't mean I should do it. That doesn't mean me not doing it doesn't make the world a better place. So there's a big giant pile of shit. I should put one more piece of shit on the pile? Why? That would be stupid. So right there, it's logically inconsistent or dumb. It's only an asshole could figure out that because the living room's messy, I should make it messier. That's dumbest logic. Not even dumb and dumber. That's dumbest. Duh. Anyway, and then there's the bigger issue that, well, if I get to the war and I see these guys raping 13-year-old girls, I'm saying, hey, that's fucked up, stop doing that, fella. And they're like, fuck you, man. Well, I'm going to be like, hey, you know what, in America, that's a real crime. And I could shoot somebody if they came into my house and tried to rape my daughter. So why not shoot these fuckers? I can solve a problem. See, I can fix it. This guy doesn't think anything can be fixed. He thinks things can be fixed, but he doesn't want to be stuck doing it. That's the truth of it. So he'll let somebody else fix it. You know, Martin Luther King or something. Or Gandhi or something. He isn't going to be bothered. Because he's going to pretend it's fatalistic and feudalistic. Because it's determined. It was determined that I would be an asshole. That's basically all he's saying. It was determined I was going to be a selfish cunt. Therefore, I can be a selfish cunt. Yes, the inevitable will happen. It's like going into the lottery. There's going to be a certain number is going to win. And we can't see the winning number now. But we know how the balls are going to bounce. Basically, they're going to bounce around, blah, 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 and there's going to come out, and it's going to be because of a certain events. Now, chain events we can't change. But I'm just saying, we can watch ourselves bouncing. And we can kind of know, I ain't raping no 13-year-old kids. We can kind of know things that we ain't going to be doing. So we can kind of know that part of the determinism. We can kind of know we're either an asshole or not an asshole. And we kind of know what asshole looks like. An asshole is some asshole who's saying, you can't fix it when you could have fixed it. An asshole saying, go eat some cheese. Don't cure cancer. Be undermotivated to fight. Not highly motivated to fight. That's an asshole. So you're an asshole, fucker. That's what it was determined to be. It was determined that you would be an asshole, read an asshole script, a grossly assholery script, and not even be able to see it was an asshole script. I, on the other hand, am not an asshole. Can realize I'm going to try to read the best script I can, and and I'm going to be looking at the script as I'm saying it. And I'm going to say, boy, is that a stupid thing to say or what? I'm going to know the difference. I'm going to know you're not going to make the world a better place by being comfortable. Just saying, don't worry about it. Not your problem. Yeah, that's not going to make the world a better place. Everybody's sitting around going, it's not my problem, or I can't fix it, or I'm just little old me. Yeah, no, that ain't going to make anything better. Everybody reading the evasion script. So anyway. It's just tragic that a simple concept like determinism is being used as a mechanism to justify laziness, evasion, cowardly behavior on the part of humans who wish to take no responsibility for the pile of shit they have produced. Assholes. So I'll play the beginning of this, but it really gets interesting out here somewhere. So I'll just play little bits and we'll get there. On my Windows 10 computer.
I really love this subject of
more volume.
Transposed onto determinism.
I wanted you to hear that part and I blew it. So yeah, I really love this subject of determinism transposed on desire. Like I said, it's transposing determinism on anything we do. The sentence I just spoke is queer. I mean, it's, whoa, that's weird. That was determined 1,000,000 years ago? I mean, that would do this? Ooh, that's weird. Yes, it's the way it is. Same with the desires.
A lot of really neat ideas got bandied around yesterday at different points of view. This video may end up being something of a stream of consciousness, somewhat disjointed, but then again, how many of my videos are?
Yes, they're all crap. It's true. Let's jump ahead.
Using our eyes and ears, and there we go. It's just a matter of time before we are able to plug things into our heads. Now,
that wasn't the best place to jump, right? Something to do with, like, it's all just a perception, right? Our brain is just creating an illusion of reality, okay? It's all an illusion. But the truth is, it doesn't matter because, obviously, the person sitting in the theater, your brain created, the you. It created the screen, it created the air conditioning, it created the seat you're sitting in. The whole thing of perception and consciousness is something your brain is synthesizing. It is making it all up, including the you. But it's real, because it's actually being created. It's not being created. So it is a created thing. All right? It isn't in the world until it makes it in the world. It's not discovering it, it's making it. But the point is it's trying to make it as connected to the reality as possible, because it wouldn't be of any advantage to the minky that you were in the past to pretend he's living in Goldilocks land. Thinking the three bears have conversations about politics over their morning porridge isn't going to be very good, practical, useful knowledge. It's going to be misinformation. It's going to be rubbish. And that's what these fuckers are living on. Rubbish.
Pyro implied, or if I read you correctly, Pyro, that we're just receiving information.
Yeah, well, Pyro's an asshole with his whole frickin' information crap. This whole information shit is just bullshit. It doesn't mean anything. We're gleaning out of environments relevancy. Not just information, but relevancy. It has to be relevant. There's a ton of information. We're not taking it. It comes in our eyeball, and our eyeball completely ignores it. There's stuff coming in my eyeball from all my periphery. My brain isn't paying any fucking attention to it. I mean, some of it is subliminally, subconsciously. So, red cabinet over there, it did catch that. Even though I didn't look at it directly.
That's kind of all that's taking place. If I've got you wrong, correct me.
Yes, well, I don't even think that's an all statement, right? That's all that's taking place is jibber jabber. Yeah, well, jibber jabber isn't an explanation of what's taking place, so it really doesn't mean anything. Well, that's all that's taking place is jibber jabber. That's really not helpful. You don't ask Piero for understanding, okay? Just don't do that.
Arjuna, that sets the stage.
Arjuna again. So we're back to this whole mythical three bears story from India, where people live and basically eat shit all day, and that's where you really get to know what it is to be alive. Is over there in some stink city, where they can't gain the discipline to clean up anything ever. They're drinking, they're dead. Literally. Bathing in the dead. Yeah, it's really that bad. They throw the dead people in the drinking water. Yeah.
The entire Gita, essentially. And
it's Soylent Green! It's sneaky Soylent Green. First of all. So look, this is a silly little God story about the Buddha thingy, whatever, blah, 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 gaining some kind of perspective and understanding the trap you're in. Now, he's turning that simple story, which most Indians don't interpret his way, which is, it's all futile, be a selfish cunt. Most Indians aren't saying that. Okay, many of them are saying, God, this really sucks. Let's try to minimize the harm we cause. And if they're like a Gandhi or something, they say, hey, we can do things in the world. We can make it a better place. At minimum, we can all learn how to sew. Yeah, he didn't just say, eat cheese all day and fart. No, he didn't say that. Because he didn't think it was futile. He knew that, hey, if I'm determined not to be an asshole, and I'm, oh, rah, 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 let's not be an asshole, maybe I will spread the not be an asshole script to everybody else, and that was what was determined to be. That was going to be that kind of earthquake. Like every earthquake is caused by one little piece of ground, one little pebble falls, and that slips something else, and that bangs something else, and that bangs something else. That's how the game really works. And maybe I'm determined to be the little pebble, that falls, the big heavy brick maybe, that falls on the little fucking head, and, yeah, there's a chain reaction. All determined, but it had to happen because somebody had to read, I'll be the little pebble that could. Yes, maybe I'll write that story. The little pebble that could. Yeah. Be the little fucking pebble that could. Don't be the weaselly, whiny, bitchy, I can't do anything in reality, it's futile, it's all determined already. I was already determined to be a jackass. I don't have to do anything. I can sit on the couch and just watch. Fuck you!
This battle is going to happen with or without you.
There we go. This battle is going to happen with or without you. See, this is what God, some God comes down and says, this is the truth, or all the women will be raped whether you rape or not, so go ahead and rape. That's essentially the same exact thing as what he's fucking saying. It somehow doesn't make any difference at all what you do. That is a pile of fucking shit. You can read an asshole script, you can make it worse, you can make it better. Those are the real world, actual, factual scripts that you possibly could have been inevitably endowed with the capacity to read. And you should know that if I'm reading an asshole script, that's really stupid.
It doesn't. Your input is not required.
There we go again. Your input is not required, even though every single thing has a cause to the effect. And yes, all the effects cause the causes, but the point is, we're caught up in the middle of it. And you can personally see it right in front of you. Okay, in the sense that you're about to be the dice rolled. And you can goddamn know there's a certain place your die ain't going. Which is, I'm an asshole. There, you're not going to go there. You're not going to hit the thing over there that says, you say something incredibly stupid. Well, if you know that's not where you're going, okay, then you know you're not going to be there. You're not reading that asshole script for sure. And so if you see the die going there, you got to say, hey, maybe I ought to stop reading that script because somewhere I got the wrong script because I'm not an asshole. Somebody gave me, hey, I got his script. I got some loser's script. So I'm not reading that one anymore. Fuck Ajuna and Boo Boo and Gobbledygook, and I'm going to read a rational fucking script.
Your liking it or not liking it is not required.
There, okay, well, I'll agree with that, okay? Liking, not liking, puking, doing whatever, that is of no value whatsoever. I mean, but sometimes you just fucking can't help it. Sometimes you just, well, I gotta puke. So that's what you gotta do, god damn it. Alright, so the fact that you have an emotional reaction because, Jesus fucking Christ, I'm in a fucking shithole with a bunch of shit everywhere and some asshole is making more fucking shit. I mean, I can't stand the stench of this shit, and this fucker is saying I'm gonna pile more on because it all doesn't fucking goddamn matter, and what I do doesn't goddamn matter. God fucking damn it, you're dumb and shitty. Let's jump ahead. Hate this fucker. This fucking presumptuous. Hey, I just told you everything's futile. Don't you go for that, assholes? And the assholes do. 60 views, 6 thumbs ups. Pretty damn good ratings. Better the ratings than I get on any video ever. For saying basically it's futile, just eat cheese. Be an asshole like me. I mean, it's a good thing all the wars are going to start. You know, the race war and the fucking poor against the rich, the class war. Yeah, it's good. And let's have the fucking people reading asshole script war, man, because we got to kill some fucking assholes. Nothing personal. I don't mean we really have to kill them. I mean that metaphorically, in the sense we have to bury them. You know, that was a metaphor. Bury you. Yeah, we have to bury them on the ash heap of history. There's no real history ash heap. It just means it's a metaphor. It's not really, nobody's getting buried, okay? Don't, you know, so there's no little buried, there's no skull with a hammer in it or anything like, no. It just means we make you look like a fucking goddamn fool and you climb under your own bed and choke on the dust. That's what it means.
It's sort of a nod to causality, right? There's, things are just going to pan out the way they're going to pan out.
Yeah, but you're going to play your part in it. You're either going to read asshole script Or are you going to read a script like, hey, you know what, people? If anything's going to be, if the future is inevitably going to be a good place, you have to be good people. You can't sit around eating cheese all fucking day and farting and making babies. You actually have to do something constructive. Maybe pay a few monstrous debt bills. Maybe if you're going to have children, you maybe ought to make the world safe for children in the sense that the children shouldn't be born into $300,000 worth of fucking your debt. You shouldn't be shoving credit cards. You're worried about cutting off fucking foreskin. Well, guess what? You shouldn't be shoving credit cards up your fucking, expired credit cards that you maxed out up your fucking kid's ass. Maybe you shouldn't do that, jackasses. Instead of worrying about your fucking goddamn hysteria over fucking foreskin. God damn idiots. You're all fucking idiots.
What difference does it make? Or, it's not even...
What difference does it make? You can't stop anything. You can't do anything about anything. You can't even talk about anything because I can't hear you. That's right. You can't hear anybody who's rational. You fucking brick-headed stupid fuck. Alright, let's move ahead. This video is really irritating me. I shouldn't have played it.
Unity of everything. A unity that is somehow perverse.
Well, you sure are that.
Horrifying.
Lethal. Horrifying. You just,
Kills him, of course. Almost kills Arjuna, but doesn't. Then Krishna says there, now that you've seen basically everything, the universe, that's a line from he goes, behold, Arjuna, this is the universe, everything. Wham!
Yes, it's a bug planet. It's a bug fucking universe. Okay, and Arjuna says, okay, it's a bug fucking universe. Maybe I should start making fly swatters.
Hits him right between the eyes. I think that you can actually do that in a determined universe, because identity vanishes, because nothing is stable long enough to be called a particular thing. Everything is...
Okay, so he says this kind of stuff like, we don't live exactly the opposite. Don't you feel rather stable? Don't you feel sometimes like, gee, that was the... You watch a movie and it sucks, and it was like, wow, that was the longest hour and a half in the universe ever. I mean, really, do you feel like you're not here because it's all happening so fast? You aren't really alive or conscious? You really feel that? Or do you feel like history was about this long? Everything that ever happened at all of human history was about 45 minutes long. Isn't it exactly the opposite of what he just said? And you assholes are rewarding him. Our perceptual reality is essentially exactly the opposite of what he just said. All of human history seems like it's about 87 minutes long. My life seems big. Permanent, massively permanent. Massively. Incredibly permanent.
Sort of morphing from one thing to another. It's, like that boat thing. When does a boat that you repair stop being what it originally was? That kind of thing.
That kind of a thing. So again, his argument is somehow there's this inevitability of it just reoccurring. And there's no evidence of that, right? I mean, evolution is every species goes extinct. Every species, there's never been one that's truly survived, right? I mean, in the sense that the test, it never ends. I mean, but look at the ones that have. Dragonflies and, mealyworms and all kinds of disgusting bugs that have been around for 300 million years. But yeah, everything else gets wiped out pretty quickly. So there's nothing inevitable about this. There's nothing inevitable about human civilization or humans existing at all. So this is just all kind of just... absolute nonsense is what it is. It's nonsense. It's rubbish. It has no connection to our physical, factual, scientifically demonstrated reality. There is no inevitable human condition. There's only the condition we cause.
Nothing is ever stable long enough to be considered a thing unless something outside of it puts identity upon it.
Another line that I don't know why you people could go for any of this shit. You really think I'm not going to exist unless you identify me as existing? You really think that? You really think if human beings weren't on Earth looking up at the moon doesn't exist? You really think kind of crap like that? you're really that big of an ignorant asshole.
Oh, I was talking to Stefano Disanayake yesterday, and I was using the metaphor of a beach. And let's just say the universe is this beach with grains of sand, and things just keep getting made out of this sand, and they come and they go, and they come and they go, and they come and they go.
Right. So that's our reality. So we see, we've only had technology, you know, the Industrial Revolution, for a mere tiny little 100 years. And we're on the brink of global warming and eradication. Population growth, you know, went from 100 million people 100 years ago to 7 billion people now. Unsustainable curves all over the place. The debt, everything. All unsustainable curves. All unsustainable. They can't keep going the way they're going because you just run out of batteries. You know, the whole thing just dies. It's too much. It's like trying to run New York City on a 9-volt battery, right? That's what all the curves basically indicate, that you're going to have to run New York City off a 9-volt battery. Well, do you think that's realistic? Do you think that's going to happen? No, it's not going to happen. It's going to fail, and it's going to fail dismally. So again, this isn't an ocean. And we know that the ocean, the continents all moved and all that stuff changed. So yes, the fact that it seems like, oh gee, it's been around forever. There's a giant elephant up in Canada, in Prince Edward Island. You know, we used to always go up there. And you know, and it was just made out of sandstone. But it looked just like an elephant with a trunk in the water. And its trunk finally fell off, right? It was there for 10,000 years. But finally the trunk fell off. And don't look like no elephant no more. Yeah, I stood under it. So yeah, that's the reality. Reality is, it's not a beach and an ocean and sand castles. No, there's a point where the sand gets, a hurricane comes, takes all the sand away, and it's all sandstone and rock.
It's all just sand. That's implied in determinism, I think.
No. That's implied in fatalism and feudalism. That's not have anything to do with determinism. Determinism doesn't mean batteries don't run out of electricity. Determinism doesn't mean that there's perpetual motion. Determinism doesn't believe in perpetual motion. Idiot. Retard. Non-scientific, talk like you know what you're talking about, lying fuck. Alright, we'll jump ahead.
Kind of fits neatly in with a lot of dualistic views of the universe. Jainism has that kind of view of things, where there's, you know, all that there is in the universe is jiva, which is loosely translated as soul. I call it perception.
Right, so he just changes all the rules of the religion and then talks about them as if he's done them a fair cop kind of thing. So change all the words and then make them look like assholes.
Jiva, which is that which is perceived, or Prakriti Purusha in Tantra or Vedanta or whatever. The wheel of existence versus that which is perceiving the wheel of existence.
Right, and again, this is all kind of described as a wheel of existence, as if it's some kind of Sisyphus thing, as if this is something we have nothing to do with. We can't change anything. So right, even though over the last 100 years, birth rates have dramatically changed. That is, the average person's likelihood of reproducing has dramatically gone down. So only a tiny percentage of the human race is producing all of the kids, and most of the human race isn't producing any kids. But let's just pretend that that's not the truth. That most people are producing less children than would sustain human population. That is, 80% of people don't make enough babies for the human race to continue to exist into the future. They will fail if everybody maintained that ratio. If their kids did exactly what they did, and their kids did exactly what they did, the whole thing falls apart and goes down to just two people again, back to Adam and Eve. That's the truth. Substantial change in mechanical function in what we're doing, and only made invisible to us is because a tiny percentage causes all the problems. So it's like a tiny percentage of the criminal element creates all this huge amount of crime and blights a whole bunch of people with their slop. So the vast majority do nothing wrong because one does something wrong. That's the only one people see. Like, you got millions of vegetarians, but because Hitler was a vegetarian, oh, no, let's pay attention to that. Millions of communists, but because Stalin was a communist, all the communists suck.
In the Jane view of things, the wheel of existence never started to turn, and it will never stop. It just is.
Right, so that's reality. So, okay, these 6 people, or it'll be 20 people later, or whatever, you all think that's how it works. That's the dogma you live by, is this emphatic statement. Some fake talking bear says to, whatever, Goldilocks, it is what it is, and you can't stop or do anything about it. And you think that's the truth. God, you people, really, you really are idiots.
Even if you don't know what isness is, the wheel of existence just is. That's that. That's the Jane view of things.
That's a lie. Okay, because obviously the Jane view of things is that wheel can be turned. That wheel, you can put a pebble under it and it'll bounce the wheel up and, you know, it'll bounce over you. They have lots of tools to fuck with the wheel. They're spending their whole day fucking with the wheel. That's why they're wearing the gas masks, the rubber, you know, those sponges on their feet. It's because they're fucking with the wheel. They're saying, go ahead, wheel fucker, but you're not going to make me jump on the wheel. Fuck you. They're saying, fuck you, to the wheel every day. And he's implying, like they gave up, they surrendered. They're the ones fighting, asshole. You're the one who has surrendered to the smell of the cheese. You know, the rapeable 13-year-old, right? We've never seen your wife, right? Yeah.
In a real nutshell.
You are a nut.
But again, the Janes also posit the view that the wheel of existence, all of its effects on us are ultimately negative. It's an onerous thing. It's Sisyphean. It's
That's right. It's a bug planet. It just sucks. Okay? Deserve has nothing to do with it. Oh, shit. Nobody can get a boner, alright? No rational, horny brain, you know, horny for the truth. It just can't fuck. Deserve has nothing to do with it. Yes, that's the game we're playing. Nobody plays the game, right? If the Olympics were, deserve has nothing to do with it. The gold medals will be pointed. It doesn't. Fuck you for winning because you're not going to get a medal for that. Fuck you for being the best because fuck you. Deserve has nothing to do with it. You earned it too fucking bad. Cancer. Yeah, deserve has nothing to do with it. That is got to be, to any kind of rational, sensible thinking device. I mean, even a Texas Instrument, in 1972, Texas Instruments calculator can probably figure out if deserve has nothing to do with it, it's a fucked game. Even that stupid calculator could figure this out. Not you fucking idiots, though. You are such colossal fucking morons that you think this is something to be glib about. Because you're fucking stupid as shit. Literally.
It repeats itself ad nauseum, ad infinitum, over and over again, forever and ever.
Right. All the 13-year-olds will be raped, so you might as well rape too. I mean, it's just such a... He's the one, he talks about riding the tiger. He's riding it out of town. He's running from the fight because he says there's no fight to be had. Given up. The Golly Dream Giant's gonna come and stomp your city, so you might as well just evacuate. Don't fight. No, be a pussy like him.
Okay, why should that brute fact seem terrifying to us? Well, it is terrifying.
Yeah, because we're rational, that's why. Yes. Deserve has nothing to do with it. Yes, I'm stuck playing a game called Deserve has nothing to do with my real testicles on the board. Yeah, I should be a little distressed.
apparently killed Zalfi's cavemen. Almost drove Arjuna out of his mind or killed him. Somehow...
almost made the biggest of the fattest of the three bears, you know, crack a toenail. This figment of your imagination character almost died. Oh my god, it almost killed the figment of your imagination? I mean, you'd be more distressed if, like, you see in the New York Times that Sika Vias threatens Tinkerbell. I mean, that might be more believable. Yeah. Than Zuno almost died. Or whatever the fuck his name is.
We have to cope with that thing called the causal chain.
Right, and the Janes cope by fighting, and pussy shit like this scumbag, or even setting themselves on fire, or saying, I'm gonna do something to say, fuck you! I ain't playing your scummy game.
Because we have desires relative to it. We want it to be a certain way. We want it to...
Right. And we've already found out it's not that way. So that's the whole thing. We already went through the disappointment part. So yes, we've already... Okay, I'm disappointed to find out it's a bug planet and deserve has nothing to do with it. Okay, I've done my little whining and crying about that. Now it's time to say, what do we do about it? Now I'm arguing, well, the first thing you do about it is you don't knock up some dumb 13-year-old you raped. For fuck's sake.
Satisfy us, not to frustrate us. We want it to feel good, not to feel bad. We want it to, or at least our interactions with it to feel good and not to feel bad.
Yeah, people want a lot of stuff they don't have. They want 10-inch penises, or maybe even 12-inch penises, which is probably too much. But anyway, they want the impractical and the useless. And that's part of this whole thing, too. Even these dirty, scummy, crappy Indian people who I have no use for whatsoever, they're not as dumb as you, because at least they interpret this to be a message from, you know, that, yeah, try not to pile on. I mean, don't do it as a matter of principle. Better catch yourself on fire than have a baby. Little philosophical types, anyway.
We want our, we don't want to suffer, or perhaps we do want to suffer, but we want to suffer in a certain way, not in another way.
Oh, wait, perhaps we do want to suffer. So you six assholes, you really do sit around every day saying to yourself, gee, I wish I could do some suffering today. I need some suffering today. Yeah, I gotta go find something to suffer over. You really do that. That's really how you experience life, saying, I need some reckless, casual suffering. Yeah, sorry, what the fuck? You're reading an asshole script if that's what you're looking for. If you're looking for a little fun suffering today, you're an asshole.
We want our suffering to actually mean something to us, not just pointless torture.
Again, we already did this whole want thing. Yes, we wanted the world to be a fair place where deserve has something to do with it. We wanted the lifeboat to be, you know, a really nice luxury liner with that walks on the bottom of the ocean, so you don't even get seasick because it walks on the bottom of the ocean. We wanted lots of things. It isn't the fucking reality. Okay, I got that. What do I do about it? Do I sit around and eat fucking cheese and make the mess bigger? Or do I try to minimize how many 13-year-olds are getting fucking raped?
We want something out of it, or we want our interaction with the causal chain to be a certain way. Now you can say that I'm using things like we when there is no identity here. Okay, I
whatever that means. Oh, we've already conceded there's no identity, even though we have individual brains creating individual theaters and individual chairs that we're sitting in watching the individual perceptual illusionary movie. Even though that's the truth, undeniably, that my brain is an individual theater creating mechanism, let's pretend it's not. Why are we pretending I don't have an individual brain that is like a stock market ticker puking out a paper trail of experiences? That, yes, we're all inevitable, but it's a script, it's got to be read, and then I spit it out. That's what happens, and I'm doing it as an individual. True. If you don't think so, you're an asshole.
I understand that. I get it. And just be careful with what you think I mean when I say...
Yes, be careful when you think what I mean when I say I or we or this or... fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. I'm never part of anything you are a we in, okay? So anything you're weeing in, I ain't weeing in that bucket. No fucking way. Because you people got fucking brain cooties.
We. Whatever is on the receiving end of all the perceptions, whatever perceives that which is perceived is what I refer to as the we here.
That which is perceived is the we here. What does that mean? I mean, how the fuck could that which is perceived be the we? Oh, why did it jump all the way back to the beginning? Stupid browser. Sorry, I hit a button wrong.
That's kind of the paradox in the entire thing. Why should Arjuna despair at the beginning of the opening chapter of the Gita? Why should he care? Krishna is saying that it doesn't matter if you despair or not. The universe is just...
Yes, I know. Why should he have a rational, emotional reaction built out of millions of years of evolution? Well, I guess they don't really understand evolution. But yes, there are going to be emotional reactions connected to things that would be depressing. Even like I saw a documentary once, even cheetahs get depressed. Yeah, and they have to go hide under a rock for a while. Calm down.
It's going to keep happening. You can't stop it.
So again, you can't stop it. Blah, blah, blah. That's the emphasis here. So now it's up to 8 likes. 8 likes for 65 views. Again, a percentage I never maintain. For a video basically saying it's all futile, what you do doesn't matter, it doesn't matter what script you read, so go ahead, read the script of a psychotic lunatic, it doesn't matter. Man, you people just suck.
You know, it's the, you can't stop the wheel of existence, you can't stop the causal chain. It's just going to keep going. The universe...
Right, so the universe is going to be exactly the same forever. Everything will be exactly like it is right now. I mean, isn't this exactly like 1974? And isn't that 1974? Wasn't that exactly like 1874? And wasn't 1874 exactly like 1029? Wasn't everything always exactly the same? No! No is the proper answer. No. Things change because people read scripts that say things will change.
It's just going to keep universing. You might as well step in front of a freight train and say, "Stop, please."
Right, so that's his argument. It's all the same. Rape the 13-year-old, eat a piece of cheese, do some kind of charity work. All the same. The outcomes are all the same because it was determined that 1776 and 1876 and 1976 are all the same fucking year somehow. And nothing ever changes through the process of people, through determinism, changing into a better form of human, a non-asshole.
Even that is no... You're not even getting close to how pitiful any attempt to control the causal chain would be.
There we go. Control the causal chain. You're not trying to control the chain. You're trying to be a positive element in the chain. You're understanding that if the chain goes somewhere good, somebody has to do good, right? It's like if you're in the lifeboat and you're sitting there and you know, hey, guess what? There's land 100 miles away. I just saw a bird fly by. Maybe somebody ought to row. And then you'll all sit in the boat and eat cheese. That would make it a lifeboat full of assholes. If they thought nobody needs to put the oars in the water and push, if they think it's going to row itself without the humans participating in the rowing, they're assholes. Asshole.
But again, the causal chain leaves marks on us. Leaves marks on what? Well,
we leave marks on the causal chain. So again, he's got it backward again. The script we read will be the bounce of the dice. And when you can see the dice bouncing badly because you're reading an asshole script, it's time to get the right script. The one you should have had. And all you have to do is reach in your pocket and you'll find it. Because that's also determinism. Determinism has it right there in your pocket. All you have to do is reach back there and say, oh shit, I don't have to be an asshole after all. Because there's this other script in my pocket that says good person, smart guy. I can read that instead.
Leaves marks on whatever suffers. That which suffers, the suffering builds up, right? I don't think anybody would deny that. Oh, although I'd love to hear somebody say that.
But that's sort of irrelevant to this conversation of what you do about it. I mean, how tired you are of it. Well, fuck, you can't do much about that. But what you do about it, you can. That's what we're talking about. Look in your back pocket. There might be a script that says, you're not an asshole after all.
The more you suffer, the Hindus would say the more negative karma you've got on yourself or whatever. I don't know. Don't want to get into that, but...
Yes, but you will get into other Three Bears stories. Lots of others. You won't talk about the Three Bears watch, their iPhone watch, but, the iWatch. But you will talk about just about any other wardrobe, accessory the Three Bears possess.
Suffering leaves marks upon you. Positive experiences leave marks upon you, and the Gita warns you that the positive ones can be just as big of a snare as
there's whether they're a snare or not, that is determinism. So yes, the fact that you are created by the rocks you hit as we fall down the cliff of fun, yes, we're all getting changed by the rocks we hit as we fall down the cliff, and that's just the way it is. That's right. That's determinism. So there's not much you can do about that. But the truth really is that we do have a rational brain that can do logic. It can do 2 + 2, and it can do fractions and decimals, and it can do them quite reliably. And so yes, we can do philosophy just as sensibly. We don't have to sit there and turn every fucking philosophical concept into some fucking three-bear, a Juno caught a big fish story.
As the negative ones, and the negative ones might not be all that negative, and when you take a big picture view of things. But
yes, if you take a big picture view, 1 broken leg isn't as bad as 10 broken legs, blah 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 blah. Broken leg's a broken leg, fuck it.
One way or another, the causal chain has to be coped with. Because
and the coping is to what? Go eat cheese. That's really how he thinks it should be coped with.
As your perception of it can seriously, well, I don't know how else to put it, but it can seriously fuck you up.
No, you get fucked up by being stupid, okay? So yes, it can fuck you up if you're so stupid to say, there's a hurricane coming, I think I'll go outside and, play with, I don't know, sharp pieces of styrofoam.
You have to cope with this mess that we call existence. What are you going to do about it?
Eat cheese. That's what he gets 8 thumbs up for. I'm going to go eat some cheese.
I always talk about existential panic. I think existential panic is when you're suddenly confronted with the stark, brute fact of your own existence, encased in this massive thing called existence. Nausea.
Yeah, fun. Good times. Eat some cheese. Get some nausea.
You're sort of blown away by it. Just the fact of existing has effects. Now other people say...
Look, we already went through this, right? Okay, so again, he just keeps emphasizing that somehow we have to deal with the fact that life is made out of shit. Life is a piece of shit when you look at it, okay? Monty Pythonism. I think it's better to go with Monty Python than fucking Buddha or Arjuna or Gobbledygook. Okay, it's a perfectly sensible statement. Life is a piece of shit when you look at it. The rules suck. Okay, deserve has nothing to do with it. That is a really bad rule. It sucks. That's a fact. Okay, we've already done that. We've already accepted the nature of the thing is suck. The only question is, are you going to try to make it better? Are you going to try to stop making suck? Or are you going to go eat fucking cheese?
Isn't existence wonderful? I sort of follow roughly kind of a set of psychological, I guess, practices or philosophical practices or mental practices, whatever you want, that are aimed at making you like or enjoy and truly enjoy the your interactions with the causal chain. It's called
Right. So he enjoys when he sees the cat run over on the street and it's still alive with a broken spine. Yes, it's very enjoyable. So all the stuff he sees in the world, all the horror, all the deserve has nothing to do with it. The tsunamis, the just object, people, the love of their life gets washed away in a flood. I enjoy it. It's good times. I could watch that little Chinese kid getting run over on the highway. I could watch that video all day long. Fun. Best movie I ever saw.
Tantra. It's pretty much the exact opposite of Jainism. Jainism says, here's how you get off the causal chain.
Ah, liar. See, they admit they're fucked. Okay, there's, like I said, you can die by fire and you're supposed to get off, but they kind of know in their head, well, that's really not going to work, isn't it? Because there's going to be somebody replacing me anyway, so even though I'm getting off, it's really not getting off because somebody's going to come back here and go, where the fuck am I the next day anyway?
You get out of it, and Tantra says, here's how you have the most fun while you're in it, or the most enjoyment.
Right, so that's what we're thumbing up is make a mess, shit the planet to fucking hell, screw your own kids, shove the fucking pointy, sharp credit card right up your kid's fucking ass. Okay? Be as selfish a motherfucking cunt as possible. A taker. A grotesque, exploitinous motherfucking taker. And enjoy it. Be a rapist with a smile on your face. Good work. That's all you fuckers are. You're fucking rape apologists. And actual rapists, of course.
Tantra emphasizes, at bottom, love. And
what does that mean? You mean selfish love. Love thyself. You just basically said it. Love thyself. Do not distress over the cancer of your kids or your wife. Do not distress over your neighbor's misfortune. Do not distress over the unfairnesses in the world. Be a selfish motherfucking cunt and steal yourself a Lamborghini and then go rape some 13-year-olds. Yeah, I get it, shithead. You fucking suck.
Jainism emphasizes, at bottom, withdrawal.
Lie. See, that's the big lie, right? Because they're not saying withdrawal. They're saying fight. Put the damn sponges on your damn feet, okay? Don't be one of them. Be something better. Fight to be something better. They're not withdrawing, asshole. They have the courage to fight.
Now, love is active. Withdrawal is not, although one could say it is.
Yeah, now again, more lies, right? Okay, so it's withdrawing not to step on the bug. It's love to step on it. You love the bug. You stepped on it. You love the cat. You drove over it. Driving over the cat is an expression of your love. Crushing its spine is an expression of your fucking love. But putting sponges on your car tires, that's not love. Who, see the convoluted cheater this motherfucking lying cunt is. Calls himself the riding the tiger. I'm the man with the balls. He's the man with the skankiest goddamn flapping vagina ever. Pussy shit.
It depends, but they're kind of polarities here in how you deal with the causal chain. There are other ways, of course, you can deal with...
Pussy, run away, you fucking little chicken shit.
The way Arjuna did and get completely wiped out by it and crushed under the wheel of existence and just scream and yell forever if you know. But again, the Gita says ultimately it's up to you how you choose to relate to this. But it's just...
Yeah, it's up to you. Read the asshole script, see that it's an asshole script, and never look in your back pocket for a better script. Because you're a coward. Because you know it's there. That's why you're not looking. Because you know it's there.
It is. It's neither good nor bad. It's just, that's just the way things are. So I think that it's not accurate to say...
Again, the way things are the way things we made them, okay? The credit card debt shoved up the baby's ass. We made it. We shoved it up its ass. There's no doubt about that. There's no the universe did it bullshit. Cunts like you did it. Selfish cunts saying what's in it for me are shoving that razor blade up their kids' asses and then talking about how they're an expression of love. That's why love is goddamn dioxin. It's fucking dioxin, in some sort of crystalline cotton candy facade. That's what you're selling, cunt.
The wheel of existence or the causal chain or the information stream is just a one-way street. That we're just sitting here looking at things happening.
Right, and we're looking at them and we're seeing, oh, I'm about to rape a 13-year-old. Hey, wait a minute, that doesn't sound like me. That sounds like an asshole. I'm certainly not an asshole. I wasn't determined to be an asshole. It wasn't inevitable that I would be an asshole because I can think and I'm smart. And I can know the difference between good and bad. And I can do good instead of bad. There. That, in his opinion, is impossible. That can't happen in reality. That's what all these 8 smart fucking cunts believe. That can't happen in reality.
You might be able to say that, yes, whatever our value states are, or whatever effect the wheel of existence has on us, or, the causal chain, or whatever you want to call it. I'm just using...
Yeah. You're just using a bunch of gobbledygook, okay, to describe what is the future. Yes, the future is what we make it by doing good things or bad things. And we can see that they're good or bad as they are happening. Facts.
Metaphors here. Admin, please. All the stuff that I've used in this video, all metaphor. I don't believe anything.
Right, so that's another 8 thumbs up for I don't believe in anything. Let's just talk bullshit, because I'm going to eat cheese no matter what. Right? I'm just here to eat cheese and make videos because I want you to look at my stone face. Oh, imagine. I mean, this guy, right? His kid. 15 years. Can you imagine what this guy's going to look like 15 years from now? And that 15-year-old saying, oh, shit, no, that's my daddy. Yeah, the guy looks like my great-grandfather? Yeah. Father. Yeah, my life sucks. I didn't deserve this. That's what his kid's going to be saying. But on the bright side, my mother's only 22 and fuckable.
We do, actually. It does affect us. The causal chain affects us. If it didn't, there would be no such thing as suffering, right?
No. If it didn't, there'd be no such thing as determinism. Yes. Yes, cause and effect. Yes. But yes, we are feeling things, and we are thinking things. Yes. Brain makes feelings. Brain makes thoughts connected to what we're feeling. Thoughts usually are strategies to fix the feeling. In your case, the thoughts are, I want cheese. And that's all you can think about, because you're a stupid motherfucking cunt.
We are subjected to it. Something is subjected to it. Something is perceiving all of this. And the act of perceiving it, I think, in a sense, changes it. It might not change the mechanics of it.
It changes it in a sense, but it not really changing it. But yes, it changes it, but not in a real way, but not in any kind of like substantially real way. It's like, you know, when I say gobbledygook, you know, that's a concept, but it's, you know, it's kind of a gobbledygook concept, so it goes in the gobbledygook category, which actually the category exists, but it really doesn't exist because whatever's in it is gobbledygook, and you don't know what that is, so that isn't really anything, so how can nothing exist in a real something category? Fuck.
But it changes the way in which it affects us. You can learn to cope with it.
See, that's it. You can learn to eat cheese. That's all he's saying. You can learn to eat cheese. You can ignore your rational impulse that says, I don't want to be an asshole, and instead say, fuck, I'll just pretend I don't know what asshole means. Yeah, wow, that sure took the pressure off.
Too much evidence to that effect, that some people seem to be okay with the causal chain and some people don't seem to be okay with it at all.
Right, and there's a rational difference. One is rational. The causal chain says deserve has nothing to do with it. Yes, the rational response is that's not a good combination. Causal chain, deserve has nothing to do with it. Those two things do not add up to fun. Good. Let's go have some cheese. They add up to, holy fuck! Do something!
How do we account for that difference? Desire again, right?
No, asshole. Okay, how do we account for the difference? Asshole, not an asshole. Got it? Asshole, not an asshole. That's how you account for the difference. Fool, retard, fucknut, dumb cunt. Nice, sensible, reasonable person.